Thanks for joining me today. We are back with our real world mile per gallon test, and this week we have got the Toyota Camry. That's right, the 2023 Toyota Camry XLE. So let's take a quick look at it and then we'll head to the gas station. I do really like the design of the front. It is really good. Now the one thing is that it is being redesigned, I believe, for 2024. So this car may look completely different. This may be the last year of this body style. So it's kind of going to be exciting to see what they do with this. But I really do like it. I think it looks great. Take a look at the trunk. There you go. You know, it actually is a pretty good size in there. And it looks like the seats probably do fold down. You got plenty of room in here. All right. Let's take a quick look at the back seat. There you go. I believe this is the macadamia interior, I think is what it says. Hey, and look, there's vents in the back. I think the Honda we had didn't have vents in the back, but the Camry does. And then let's go look at the front real quick. You guys can check this out. There you got your steering wheel. There's the instrument cluster. You got digital in between, and you got analog gauges on each side. And there's for your hybrid. If I forgot to mention, this is the hybrid. So we're going to be testing this in hybrid mode. So, all right, there's your infotainment screen. Pan down, you just got a standard regular shifter, which I love. 2 cup holders, heated and cooled seats, and pretty good space down in there for stuff. You can see I got a camera, phone case, so we're all good there. And just a quick little glance. There's a window sticker, 44 in the city, 47 on the highway, 46 is what we should average today. All right, guys, sorry about it. It's a little windy out here today, but we're gonna get to the gas station and let's get this test started. All right, we are here. We're gonna get this filled up and maybe I have to pop it. All right, so let's get filled up here. Nice little holder there, that's pretty cool. Okay, so we just have regular 87 octane. Let's get filled up. Okay, that's where we stopped right now. So we're gonna do our top off now and we'll see how long it takes. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 on that one. So 4 seconds hold, and what do we got? This is where we're starting as a 1.4 gallon, so 556. And gas here in Illinois right now, Central Illinois, you got 378 and 448 for premium. So here's again the giant receipt. All right, let's get all tucked up and let's get our trip reset and let's get going. So right now you can see on this gauge, it's got our fuel economy and everything on here. This car's got 7,500 miles on it, which is awesome because a lot of people have driven this then. 472 mile range. We're averaging 41.3. So we're gonna reset that trip meter and it says hold okay to reset. So boom, we are reset to 0. So everything's good. We are, press the button, we are driving in normal. So we got all that set. So we are ready to take off. I showed a little bit at the beginning of the video was the Toyota Camry XLE Hybrid is what we're driving. We are rated 44 in the city, 47 on the highway with an average of 44. So that's the goal that we're looking at, is at least 44. Hopefully we get better than that, but there's always a chance it could be worse than that. But I'm gonna let you know what your real world expectation of the miles per gallon should be. So let's get to this drive and I will periodically pop in and let you know what our mile per gallon is at that moment. And what we finish up at. All right, so we just left town and making that loop. So we're gonna take a look right now, and we are at 45.3. So just under what our average should be of 46. All right, we are coming into the second city. So we are going to go through here, through town. We're gonna make a loop in town, and then we'll get up on the interstate. So right now, we are at 49 miles per gallon, at 49.2. So that is also, when we started our trip, we were right at 7,500 miles. So far we've went 28 miles. That's where we're at. We're gonna do the loop and we'll get up on the interstate. And then I will let you know where we're at when we hit the interstate. Okay, we are heading up and we are getting ready to get up on the interstate. Right now, after our trip through town, far we've gone 36 miles and we are 51.6 miles per gallon. So this is really doing very, very well so far, but let's see what happens when we go 75 on the interstate for about 20 miles. And you might see that decrease awfully fast. We'll go around here and I'm gonna let accelerate, and maybe you guys can hear the engine on this when it kicks in. And as soon as we straighten up, ready, gonna be 3, 2, 1, let's accelerate. Okay, gonna get locked in at 75. So I'm set at 75. I know sometimes that says 74, but 75 is what we're on. And right now we're at 50.5. See how that drops whenever we get off the interstate. I'll catch you guys at the loop and show you where we're at. And then on the way, then I'll get you again when we get ready to get off the interstate and go back through town. So let's talk about the parameters. If you are new here and you haven't watched one of these real world mile per gallon tests, then this is how it works. What we do is, first, we set the tire pressure to the manufacturer specs. Second, we go to the gas station, we fill it up, and then we do a top off. And I always count that top off, because if we don't get the same pump, then we need to do the exact same amount of time that top off was for that original pump, so we can try to match things up as close as possible. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to drive for 100 miles. So the first couple tests we did ended up being 90 miles, and I think I've got it worked out now to where it's going to be right at 100 miles. So we're going to do a mix of city, highway, and interstate driving. Each city that we come to, there's going to be 2 that we're going to go to, and we are going to do an entire lap through that town. So we will go through town, go out to the last street, and then we will turn, and then we're going to come back around through the town and then circle back around and take our route to our next town. So basically it's going to give us some additional stop and go, which is going to be more realistic. And we're going to do that in the second town also. It'll be just a loop through the town, hit a few extra stop signs and things like that to balance it out a little bit. The next thing is that we drive 5 miles per hour over the speed limit, regardless of where we're at. So if we're in town, we're always going to be 5 miles an hour over. Highway is going to be 60 miles per hour. Interstate's going to be 75. That should give us the most realistic number. So out on the interstate, once we get partway on the interstate, then we will do a loop and turn back around. So we'll go 10 miles on the interstate, do a loop, come back, and then we will go back through the exact same way we went. So that way, if there's any headwind or a tailwind, it negates it by doing everything in the reverse order. And then we'll arrive back at the original gas station. We will fill it up with gas. We'll do our top off, the same as we did when we started. And then we will compare what the car is supposed to average versus what the car says we got versus a calculator and what it actually is, or real world mile per gallon is. Okay, we are coming up on our exit right up here, and right now we are 48.2, and we are at our turnaround, and look at that, 50 miles that we've driven. So we are right on 100 miles, so that is going to turn out perfect. But yeah, that interstate really made a dip here. So we'll go around, we'll get back up on the interstate, and then we will check again on the way back. This is just a small, easy little loop. A lot of times there's not much traffic here, and we pretty much just got a small stop, and we go. We can head right back down around here, and it's about that time of day that the sun is out and bright. And here we go, back out onto the interstate. So I don't know if you guys heard the engine very well earlier, but we will try it again as we accelerate, because you know, you have to accelerate generously on the interstate to get up to speed fairly quickly. So that's what we're going to do. And here we go. All right. Okay, so we are set at 75 miles per hour, and look at there, 47.4. So that's the highway average. We're supposed to average 46. So we're doing really well. It's staying up above that, but I do feel like we are kind of driving into the wind a little bit more here, and I would expect to see this drop down pretty much before we get back off the interstate and back into town, but I will catch up with you then. Okay, we are up to our exit here to get off the interstate, and we are at 47.3 miles per gallon, and we've gone 64 miles so far. So that's where we're at. We're getting ready to head back into town, and then we will make our loop through this town, hit the highway, back to the other town, make another loop through the town, hit the highway, then back to the gas station. So that is where we're at right now, 47.4 miles per gallon. I will catch up with you guys when we head out of town. All right, we are heading out of town now. I'm not gonna blind you guys with this sun very much. So right now, after our double loop through the city, we are at 47 miles per gallon. So we're about 1 mile per gallon above what the average is, but it's right at what the highway is. And we've gone 72 miles. So doing pretty well. So we're gonna get out here on the highway and head back to our next town, and I will catch up with you then. Okay, so we are entering town now, and we are looking at 47.7 miles per gallon. So we're still up above there, and we are at 88 miles right now. So we are going to go through and we'll make our loop through town, and I will get back with you as we are exiting the town and get back on the highway. All right, so we are heading out of town now, and I'm going to get back on the highway to head back to the gas station. So you can see we are sitting at 48.2 miles per gallon, and we have gone 92 miles. So yep, we are heading back to the gas station, and then I will catch up with you guys there. We'll get filled up, and we'll see what numbers we come up with. All right, we are heading back to the gas station, and you can see we are at 48.4 and 99 miles. I know it's getting ready to turn over to 9,600 miles, which will be exactly 100 miles. It should be close. There it is, right there, and the gas station is right here. So that's where we're at. 48.4 is what the car says. We drove exactly 100 miles plus about maybe not even a tenth of a mile, but we're gonna go 100.1 just to be on the safe side. And that's what we're going to look at when we do our calculations. So EPA, we'll do the EPA numbers and all that here in just a minute. Okay, we are going to get filled up right now. And I got to remember, push that button. I forgot earlier. All right, now when you have to hold the button down, I'm not sure why, but there we are right there. And this does not like to stay open for whatever reason. Feels kind of flimsy. That in there? Okay. Now, like I said, we don't need anything fancy, so we'll just gonna get 87. Get her in there. And we'll start going. Now, according to the window sticker, it should take 2.2 gallons per 100 miles. So that's what we should hit, is right around 2.2. And we should be getting close to that here. All right, 1.9. So we're gonna do our little top off of 4 seconds. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so 2 gallons. So we only use 2.53 gallons. All right. So that's what we're looking at, 2.053. All right, let's get buttoned up here. Get our giant receipt here. And let's go do some calculations. EPA window sticker says 44 city, 47 highway, 46 average. All right, the car we saw said 48.4. So now we are gonna go do our calculations here. So we are looking at, we're gonna do 100.1 miles. So that's what we're going to type in here. So we're going to go clear this off. We got 100.1, and we are divided by, on the receipt, is the 2.053. 2.053 and 48.75. 48.75. So that's actually higher than what the car rated. So way to go, Toyota. Very impressed. So there is your number. So the 2023 Toyota Camry Hybrid, and this is the XLE, you actually get 48.75 real world miles per gallon. That's what you could expect. So if this is your first time watching, click the subscribe button, because we do this with every single car. And if you missed the review on this car, you can probably click on it in one of these boxes. It's probably down here, maybe over here, but check out the review on this car. Excellent car, rides great, and make sure you guys click like if you like this. All right, I will see you guys in the next one.